message has challenged me personally. There have been moments over the last year where God's promises and my reality didn't seem to match. And it's been a journey, as all of us know, to get this building opened, and it's been a struggle between God and myself. And this was a really challenging sermon for me because I realize that there's delays and there's setbacks, and there were moments when I wanted answers, and all God gave me was another step to take. No, God, I want you to zoom out, and I want you to give me some answers. And he says, no, just take the next step. I don't want to take the next step. I want to take the final step. I'm tired of stepping. My feet are tired of stepping, and I've struggled within myself. Why the delays? Why the setbacks? Why are you doing this? But I've learned something, that God doesn't need my understanding to fulfill his word. He just needs my obedience. I have realized in my personal life, I don't know, how can I say this to where it don't sound really bad? I really don't know how much God is interested in me fully understanding. I don't think that he's that interested in how much I'm understanding his will and his ways. I think God is just interested in my obedience and just taking the next step. And I don't know if you're here today and you're just frustrated because you're so zoomed out trying to understand, trying to have the mind of God on everything. And sometimes I think God is just like, listen, this is not for you to figure out. And Jeremiah was like, you don't understand. I'm young. I'm not qualified. He goes, I didn't ask you that. I just asked you to take a step. And so many times we become so frustrated in our hearts. We become so frustrated in our minds because we want to take giant steps. I just want to take one last step, God. Can't you just pick me up and just move me there? No, it's every day that I got to take a step. There's been some mornings to where I just woke up and first of all, I'm thankful that I woke up. Come on, somebody. But there's been moments in my life I'm just like, God, I don't know what else to do. And the only thing I knew to do was put my feet on the floor. Right. And take a step. And that step was toward the shower. And toward that toothbrush. And I recommend that for everybody. But I'm going to start taking a step. And I will say this about myself. I'm super proud of myself. I'm super proud of myself for continuing this step. And I've learned about myself, and I'm not here to do this. But I'm just sharing my testimony with you. I've learned this about myself. I'm a lot tougher than I gave myself credit for. Yeah, I am. And so here's the thing with you. You're a lot tougher than you think you are. And you don't have to have the full picture. You just have to just take the next step. And you got to do it like the 1984 Michael Jackson, Billie Jean video. Y'all don't know nothing about what I'm talking about. Well, when he'd take that one step, and what would happen? It would light up. Now, I wish God would give me the light up trail. No, but you got to dance like Michael. And you got to take another step. And then you get the confirmation, all right, I'm up and I'm going. You take another step. And God, and all of a sudden, before you know it, you're headed toward the direction that you've been praying for anyway. by just taking the next step. God doesn't need my understanding to fulfill his word in me. He's just looking for me to take him at his word and take the next step. And I'm closing. I'm getting emotional because I'm seeing my wife wipe tears. And sorry. Just. And in verse 11 it says, the word of the Lord came to me. And he says, what do you see, Jeremiah? He goes, well, I see this branch of an almond tree. And he goes, you've seen correctly. For I'm watching to see that my word is fulfilled. This is this almond branch. The almond tree is the first fruit tree to bloom when a new season arrives. It's the indication that winter's over. And when the almond tree begins to bloom, it's indication that spring is coming. If you look at the almond tree, it normally will bloom between like February and March. So it's still winter to a lot of people, but there's a sign of life. So God is telling him, what do you see? And the reason why this was so significant, he goes, Jeremiah got it. He goes, what do you see? That almond tree. He knew exactly. Because my thought when I read this the first few times was like, God, what are you playing with me? What do I see? I see a tree. All right, good. See that my word's fulfilled. But no, Jeremiah knew. He knew. I see what you're saying now. Because here's the interesting part. While it blooms first, it's one of the last trees to produce its harvest. And I thought, well, I didn't like that part. I didn't like that. But I see the power in it. And it shows the faithfulness of God that I'm gonna let you see a little bit of bloom to let you know that I'm still here. And to keep you focused throughout this season that there's a harvest coming. What do you see? I see an almond tree. He goes, good. I'm glad you see it, because the almond tree teaches us that evidence and fulfillment are not always the same thing. So I just want to encourage you. I'm going to ask you, what do you see? What I want you to see this summer is I want you to see the bloom of a new day coming. And I feel like that's where I've been in my life. I've been seeing the bloom, just trying to get to the harvest season. I'm ready to get to the almonds. I'm ready to see it. I want to put it in my hand. And the Lord is just reminding me. And the Lord is reminding me to remind you that you have to understand that the evidence of what he's doing and the fulfillment are not always the same thing. And here's the thing. That's okay. That's okay. Because some of you have blossoms, but you're frustrated because you don't have fruit. You've seen enough of God to know that he's working. You just haven't seen everything that he's promised yet. Good news. You're in the right room today for God to prop you up. And you're going to begin to see your focus being on what God is doing instead of so focused on when he's going to do the rest.
Thank you so much for joining us. I pray that this was a resource and a blessing. Go to our webpage, POLC.CC, to connect with us on all of the things that we're doing. And we want to stay connected to you because we believe God has some great things for you.